Hey everyone, it's Kathie. Thanks so much for joining me. I have another card share, and again, we're going to be using the Waterfront stamp set. And this card is called Snowy Scene, and it's currently in the Occasions catalog. And if you're interested, you can pick it up in my store. So here's a quick shot of the stamp set, and here's the card that we're going to make today. I just love how this one turned out. All right, we're going to get started, and we're starting out with Smoky Slate, and we're going to use the mountain stamp. And just kind of watch how I angle the stamp to create the mountains. And it's really hard to explain it, but I basically want the mountain to kind of jut out and then come down straight. I hope that makes sense. So I'm kind of building it so it has that look, and then I just kind of stamp to fill in the inside of the mountain. And I'm just doing a little bit more adjustments here, or I'm just having it stick out just a bit more. And then the final stamp, not this one, but the last one I do for this mountain, I'm using the straighter side of that mountain just to get that mountain to look straight. So you got to watch where you ink, and you have to continuously clean your stamp. Now this side, just doing it about the same way, except the mountain is going to be just a little bit smaller. So don't come out as much as you did with the first mountain. And again, you want it to come out and then kind of go straight down. All right, with the tree stamp, we're stamping it a bunch of generations to fill in the center there. So you want to have some lighter versions of the tree image across that panel. And then I'm inking up just part, I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm not inking up the tree stump. And I'm just kind of tapping across. And because what you want to do is you want to create the illusion of snow kind of fluffing up in the air. Does that make sense? All right, this part here, I'm doing second generation and creating some more shadows in the back of those trees. Now I'm going to just ink up the tips of the tree, and I'm just going across it again, just gently, to create more kind of fluffy snow look. Now I'm using the VersaFine Black Onyx ink, and I'm doing a solid full tree kind of in the front and then one slightly in the back. But don't do the whole tree, just a couple will do. And then I did ink up the tips of those trees, and then I stamped off a bunch of times, and you're just tapping, just slightly tapping here and there, just to create like illusion of little small bushes coming out of the snow. Now with this long one, just ink a little bit, tap it off a bunch of times because you don't want too much ink on it. And I just kind of like tapped it and then swiped it and just kind of dragged it a little bit downwards because you want to create like a soft shadow underneath those trees. That was easy, right? All right, what are we doing now? I've got the tree stamp here, and I am stamping off a bunch of times because you want it to be a little softer because the VersaFine is a darker black than the gray. So I'm stamping off a few times. I just want to get those trees in the background just a little bit more detail to come out. Because you know how it dries, it fades a little too much. Now this point here, you can leave it as is or get really brave. I kind of didn't want to do it, but I did it. I'm using the Smoky Slate marker. You can see my hesitation there, huh? And I didn't really know where I was going here or how I was going to actually draw this out, but I just kind of went straight across and down. Basically, that's what I did. But the other side, it kind of went more slanted. But nonetheless, I think it turned out really good. So yeah, I was just kind of outlining it a little bit with the Smoky Slate. And we'll do that for both sides. And now I'm going to bring in a white, and this I had in my stash forever. It's by Recollections. You can buy it at Michael's. It's called Snow, and it's white. So I thought this would be good to get a whiter look, I guess, because you want it to kind of look like ice melting and coming down from the mountains. Now this part here I got a little braver, so this is the black, the basic black Stampin' Write marker, and I'm just adding some darker highlights, I guess, or details to the mountains. So I do go back and forth between the black and then the gray, just to soften up the black. And then I use the white, the Recollections marker. It's kind of a pigment white. And just going kind of up and down on that mountain just to give it that illusion of ice coming off of the mountains. All right, this next part here, I'm just inking up just a little bit of the tree there on the left tree with the black onyx ink. And I am stamping off a bunch of times just so it's not too dark. But I'm just going to bring back just a little bit of the details in the background. And now I'm ready to shade in the sky. So we're using Pacific Point. And you want the top and the left side a little bit darker. And then when you're shading, leave the right side unshaded. But you want the ink to kind of transition smoothly into the white. And I did shade just a little bit on the bottom of the panel there. And now I'm just doing an extra little bit of fussing on that top part of the mountain. And then this next part, I'm using the little scattered dots from the stamp set. And we're going to stamp some snow fluffing up from the ground. And I think that adds that little extra something to the scene. I really like how that turned out. All right, so we're ready. Now I let that dry a little bit, and I'm going to mount it onto a small little black panel that's about 1/8 larger than the original panel. And I'm using the thank you sentiment from the Heartfelt Blooms stamp set. And I'm sticking it onto a top folding card base. Well, that's our card for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll give it a try. Stick around. I have one more project using the same stamp set, and I can't wait to share that one with you too. Thanks so much for joining me today. Bye for now.